Milkshake Funeral! We got a dog too now! We always had the dog. How we doing, buddy? How we doing? Unfortunately, he does not process Oscar films super well. He does look dapper in his sweater. Say hi to everybody. Look at that. There's potentially 5 viewers. Okay, all right. You don't like this. That's fine. Very acceptable. Welcome, everybody, to the 2022 Oscars. After the shit fest that we all experienced last year, don't at me with Nomadland. Nomadland was not good, and that's why Eternals was oh dang no, but it's cool, but it's not. It was not a good year. I think this year was a really good year for the Oscars. I'm gonna let you go, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. This was a really good year for the Oscars. This was one of the few times in the last probably 5 years, at least, that I've enjoyed watching nearly all of them, and we'll be happy with multiple winners. So basically what we want to do today, and I am a solo one-man operation, so I'm just making sure that we got video rolling well. Nice. There's me staring at my own Twitter on camera. It's very into the multiverse. All right, cool. So what I want to do today, I want to knock this out in about 30 minutes. We're going to move through it. We're going to do all the big categories except for screenplay because they're just adapted screenplay. I don't feel like I don't know. I haven't read what it was adapted off of. An original screenplay, I haven't seen all of them. And actually, so for the exception of Drive My Car, which I watched the first hour, I gave it an hour, and we'll just leave it at that. And then I did not see the film Penelope Cruz is nominated for, although I would have liked to. I could not find it streaming in time. All right. So without any further Freddie ado from a soccer fans or Family Guy fans, let's get rolling. Who doesn't love a good PowerPoint slide? No, really, guys, it won't be that bad. So the format here that we're going to do is what I would pick versus what I think's going to win. Look at that branding. Goodness gracious. Who runs this outfit? All right. Let's start with Best Supporting Actor. I actually think this is for me. This is for me probably the easiest one out of all the ones that out of all the categories. I think there might be one other one. Coda, amazing. We're gonna save the overall talk about the about what we liked in terms of Best Picture for the end. But Troy Kotsur, I believe is how you pronounce that. He is an actor. He is actually deaf. Really doesn't matter to me because he was amazing. And you look at the rest of this list. The guy from Belfast, J.K. Simmons basically was being J.K. Simmons, which is awesome. It's awesome, but he's already gotten one Oscar doing that. I don't think we need another. And then Cody Smith-McPhee, I thought he was fine in Power of the Dog, but my goodness, he might be the betting favorite right now. I thought he was just fine in a movie with some brilliant performances, and maybe for me that's why I'm just not getting it. That maybe he was overshadowed, but not for others. Watch out, because even though I think Troy Kotsur, the gentleman from Coda, will win it, be on Smith-McPhee upset alert. One thing he does have going for him also, as just I guess Jesse Plemons, it's the critical favorite. Power of the Dog is sort of the consensus critics love, but some folks don't love it. But anyway, we're going to save that for the next one. So that's what we have for Best Supporting Actor. The guy from Coda, just a delightful movie. Best Supporting Actress. So this one is really, really balanced, pretty loaded with some what I would say are very good, but no necessarily like breakout performance. I thought personally, out of all these, Kirsten Dunst I thought she was brilliant in Power of the Dog. Um, she she didn't seem like Kirsten Dunst. She made me want to go back and watch other Kirsten Dunst movies I haven't seen. The Marie Antoinette flick and a few others. But that is who we have for, I say we, me and Loki, kind of, for best supporting actress. Ariana DeBose was great in West Side Story. I would not shed um, any tears if she won. She was great. I do have a confession. I thought she and I believe it's Zazie Beetz. Is that right? From Atlanta. Let me see if I've got this right. Let me look up. Let's see the Atlanta cast. God, this is great content. Y'all watching while I'm Googling. Yeah, Zazie Beetz. They look so much alike. I got very confused. I didn't get confused watching West Side Story. It was when Ariana DeBose was hosting Saturday Night Live, and you just see those quick, hey, watch this weekend, and you flip in and whatever. I thought that was her. I even told a few folks who are big fans of Atlanta, like a lot of people are. I was like, oh, Zazzie's hosting SNL. I guess she has something coming out. So apologies. It was Ariana DeBose. And I think West Side is a movie that in a lot of years would clean up at the Oscars. I do think a lot like A Star is Born, there will be the remake penalty that will be imposed. And I think that's a shame because it was really something. It was gorgeous to watch. More thoughts on that later. My pick is Dunst. I think DeBose, I think she takes it. And she would be deserving as well. Honestly, Buckley was good in Lost Daughter. This is a really low. The Judi Dench Belfast nomination, I don't really get. This feels like a sort of a, hey, thanks for being great for all these years kind of thing. I don't know. She was barely in it. I know. But Anthony Hopkins, yeah, I know, guys. We all know that Anthony Hopkins was barely in Silence of the Lambs. Okay? It's not the same. Every time he was on the screen, he was a rocket flying across it. So stop it. Got a rocket in your pocket. No. Okay, sorry. Do not want to sing what I think is probably the worst song in West Side Story, and it's not even close. All right. Yeah, let's move on along because I'm going to have more to say about each picture. Let's see. Best Actor. So let me start by saying there's a lot of schadenfreude out there about Andrew Garfield and Tick Tick, not Garfield, but just about Tick Tick Boom, which I know, forgive me, that is supposed to be lowercase t's. Sorry. We'll blame it on autocorrect. I don't know why this movie did not get more praise than it did. I mean, well, Brad got nominated for Best Actor. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I know I'm not super plugged in. I have one fun Twitter follower who is extremely plugged into the theater world. I don't know if there's. I don't know the backstory. So if they completely misrepresented things in this film, sorry, I didn't base it on that. I just based it on what happened after I pressed play on Netflix. I thought he gave the best performance. I think Will Smith's going to win it, and I'm still going to be a happy boy. I thought he was great. I think I'm like one of the few people that think he probably should have won I thought he was amazing in Ali. Weird too that he didn't win and we'll get to this. The Oscar committee, at least in the past, and thank God it's gotten a little more diverse. We've got more voters. Probably still not where it needs to be, but it's getting better. And I think this is something that will translate. The Oscar committee loves seeing people play other people or transform into other people. You have a lot of that this year. 3 of the 5, basically, best actors are doing that. But I would be very happy if Will Smith won. I think Andrew Garfield is brilliant, despite that Eyes of Tammy Faye, which is really one of the just gross, just dirtiest. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I finished it. Felt like I needed to go take a shower. Didn't like it. Didn't care for it. Don't want it. Won't have it. I think he's going to have a lot more swings at the bat. I do think that will play in people's minds. I do think it would be good for the Oscars to have Will Smith win an Oscar because let's be honest, the ratings have not been good. People are tuning out. There used to be two of us doing this. One of my partners in crime at Milkshake Funeral, my brother, is not in this chair because I don't know which year it was, but he said, I'm done. I don't like a lot of these movies, and I'm just done doing this. And so we'll get to a little more discussion of where I think the Oscars may have gone a little wrong for this year. But anyway, let me bring all that back to say it would be good for the Oscars for Will Smith to win a movie. That will be a very buzzy moment. That will be a viral acceptance speech. I personally think Garfield was the best. You know what? Just hit me, folks. Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh my God. He is electricity in Power of the Dog. But anyway, Garfield would be my pick by a hair over Cumberbatch, which would be by another little low-key hair over Will Smith. You can't see my mouse cursor, but 2 through 4 is really strong. You know, Denzel, Tragedy Macbeth, and yeah, I watched it, so you didn't have to. So I'm a Shakespeare guy. Jesus, that was one of the lamest things I've ever said, and I've said some lame things. I had trouble following it. Visually, it was amazing. Denzel was great. It was very neat to see the Denzel, this ain't no bank robbery. Yeah, it's a really bad impersonation. It was nice to see him do Shakespeare, and he did it brilliantly because the dialogue in Macbeth is a bit more challenging than something like Hamlet or even Romeo and Juliet. Probably more than a bit more challenging. And he did a brilliant job with it, and it looked great. I'm not always a fan of the square, was it 4x3 perspective, but okay. But anyway, we can move him on out. It's 2 through 4, and everybody should be happy. Any one of those 3. Javier Bardem was great. It was Ricky Ricardo come to life. I don't think it's anything anybody ever asked for. I'm not always really critical about things, just like nobody asked for this. Well, you know what, asshole? Sometimes people make things for the creativity of it. So no one asked. Who asked for this? That always cracks me up on Twitter, the who asked for this crowd. That said, who asked for this? All right, so I would go with 2 through 4. Just FYI, if you are commenting or anything else on social, I can't tell if it's coming through. Again, I rock StreamYard, and sometimes it works, but then sometimes it tells me some destinations won't get comments. I think these are, but feel free to comment. If I can see them, we'll give you a shout out, and we'll get back to you. All right. Best Actress. Okay. This is the most wily of the categories, I think, this year. I think Kristen Stewart's going to win it. Transformation. Someone who is committed despite Twilight and Snow White. And by the way, Underwater is one of the coolest horror movies, right? Underwater. Let me make sure I got that right. Here's some more Googling content. If anybody wants to be a producer for the show, there's no pay and I'm difficult to work with. Yeah, Underwater. Brilliant horror movie. If you like Cloverfield, you should watch Underwater. Okay, but back to this. Kristen Stewart, Princess Diana, Princess Di. People are obsessed. Stewart is brilliant in this movie. I loved Jackie. A lot of people didn't. I didn't like this as much. It was very much a similar approach. It's almost like a dark fairy tale. It's sort of a historical fiction. If it was a book, is what we would call it, where it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, day after. She has to go hang out with the royal family at their big retreat, and this point, she's very miserable. She's very close to splitting off from that philanderer. I'm not even going to call his name out because you can't remember it. No, because he's a dick. From that guy. She's great. I think she wins. I think she'll be like I was before I went off on my tangent. Loki, you gotta keep me on the rails, buddy. She's very committed to the indie scene. You know, similar to her old Twilight castmate, Pattinson. She's committed. She goes for it, and I think they'll reward her. I think Olivia Colman. And if that is spelled incorrectly, I pulled that right off of a legitimate website. I'm used to Coleman Coolers, which are spelled with an E. And no, that's spelled right. Excellent. I think she should win. Lost Daughter, I have mixed feelings about that movie as a whole. Thought she was great. If we actually let's flip back. Stay with me. Hang with me. I'm a little surprised Dakota Johnson didn't get just a... Because I could swap her and Judi Dench out. I mean, I know you don't always see two people from one movie unless it's like a David O'Kelly kind of ensemble cast. But yeah, I would have done that. I would have given her some love. I thought she was really good. Anyway, we will here at Milkshake Funeral. We will stand Olivia Colman. She's probably the best living actress right now. To me, she is what everybody says Meryl Streep is. Shots fired. But anyway, Nicole Kidman, keep an eye out for her and Jessica Chastain, particularly Chastain. Chastain's done a lot of great work. She did a full-on transformation. Of course, somewhere Jared Leto was like, I gained a ton of weight to play the guy that killed Lennon. I didn't get any love. Well, that's because but he did, though! But Jared Leto did, though, when he lost all that weight for, oh my gosh. I'll think of it. Okay, let's keep moving. My point is transformations. Transformations can win Dallas Buyers Club for Jared Leto. So he gained a bunch of weight for the movie about the guy that shot Lennon, which was not well received, I don't think. He lost a bunch of weight, and they said, we like you when you're really super skinny. Yeah, somewhere Christian Bale is like, I was in The Machinist, bro. Where's my Oscar? Okay, so we like Coleman. I did not see Cruz in Parallel Mothers. Therefore, if she wins, I cannot complain because, to be honest, like I mentioned at the top of the show, I didn't get to it. Caroline Bean says Nicole Kidman should be nominated for her AMC commercial only. Somehow in a place like this, heartbreak feels good. Oh my God. That commercial is so creepy. I can't even shake in my head. That's rough. That's rough. All right. Moving right along then. Best Director. We can just knock two out real quick. I don't know if we should give the cinematographer the credit or Kenneth Branagh. Belfast looks amazing. It looks great. I don't think it looks as great as West Side Story, but it looks, which maybe I shouldn't. One's a black and white movie about, civil unrest in Ireland, and the other one's, it's about a civil unrest in New York City. No, I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and take 1 and 2 right off. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all, there's some people that just are all over Drive My Car. I'm sorry. If I give your movie an hour and I just can't do 2 more, and I'm not a guy that has a problem with like creative stories about grief. Leftovers is my favorite show ever made, but I'm sorry I gave it an hour. My pick actually would be Steven Spielberg for West Side Story. I don't think he's going to win. He's going to get dinged for a remake. But visually, there are shots in that movie that I will, when I'm dying and my life flashes before my eyes, the shot at the dance when he frames up Bernardo and Riff and Tony in the background, and we are right in their face. You can go ahead and, it's like that scene from Succession in season 3 when the siblings are trying to console Kendall in that whatever that beach area they're at. Like you could hang it in the Guggenheim, man. Like that shot, and then the shot with the shadows when they come in for the Rumble in the warehouse, and the giant shadows crisscross and meet up. It was brilliant. I think Jane Campion will win for Power of the Dog. We'll see how much her dumbass comment to Serena Williams will hurt her. If you didn't see it, she basically told Serena, "Y'all are while she was accepting an award. Y'all are like the best." I'm paraphrasing. Some of the best tennis players ever, and boy, it's an honor to be. But you don't have to play against the boys. If you watch Family Guy, Stewie upside down face, not good. Off keynote. And we'll see. I'm sure Netflix has just been trying to maybe, keep her in the let's just not talk until the Oscars are over. I think he should win for West Side Story. I got some commentary about Licorice Pizza. I'll save that for the next category. And now a word from our sponsors. Do you like craft cocktails? Try out White's Elixirs, craft cocktail mixers. Be the home bartender you were meant to be. Okay, welcome back to the show, everybody. So now for the big one. And this is where I hope to piss off the greatest number of film critics. No. We want everybody to get along. Okay, Best Picture. And I kind of want to just, we're only 22 minutes in here. I'm not going to go on too much longer. But I want to talk about this a little bit. Let me talk first about, okay, you can see it on the screen. Let me talk first about just the grouping. This is a really good bunch of movies. I don't think there is I don't think there's like a Moonlight in this bunch. I don't think there is a Saving Private Ryan, which did not win, which should have. There's not a Departed, which I guess is controversial, and I get that. I liked it about 5% less when I finally went back to it. I still love it. But there's no, so I think the best picture that I saw was probably Power of the Dog. I think Coda will win it. It's got a lot of momentum. For all you other degenerate gamblers, it has really closed the gap with Power of the Dog. Apple has been out there. It is a feel-good movie. You will cry. You will sing. It's got Motown classics. It's a heartwarming story with a happy ending, which is not Power of the Dog. So I feel like Power of the Dog is going to hang on, by the skin of its teeth and win this, but I wouldn't put money on it. I think Coda has a real shot. Power of the Dog is not for everybody. It's long, but visually it's stunning. To me, I don't think it's as good as Phantom Thread, but there's real Phantom Thread vibes, very devilish little vibes. And an ending that you won't forget. Let me just kind of roll. Let me just have a few comments about a few of these. Don't Look Up, I don't get. I've got family that loved it. I didn't like it. I've gone from saying it was just okay to I actually do not like that movie. I don't think it's as clever as Adam McKay typically is with something like Vice or The Big Short, where he takes a concept and it's clever critique of an event or a person or a way of thinking. I thought Power of the Dog was, excuse me. I thought Don't Look Up was very, very lazy. And I think if he can't get DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence to be in it, we're not even talking about this movie. So under pick swaps, you know what, guys? I goofed right there because I would swap Don't Look Up with Tick Tick Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Drive my car was That was hard, man. I felt like somebody had driven my car right over me. Not in a fun way, I can tell you that much. Um, Dune is great. It feels like the start of something great. It wouldn't shock me to see, if we learn there's going to be 3 Dunes, that the committee sits back and they pull the Return of the King. Again, that's another good example. There's no like Return of the King in this bunch. Um, I could see them like, we'll catch you on we'll get you right on the 3rd one. King Richard was great. I loved it. I didn't think it was the typical biopic because I didn't know a lot about the Williams story. So that was good. I don't think we've been oversaturated with their story. So that made it interesting. And Will Smith was great. The young ladies that play the Williams was great. John Barenthal with a sneaky great performance in this movie. Let's look back just real quick at the best supporting actor. Yeah, he could have made this list. I would have taken Smith McPhee, J.K. Simmons, Jesse Plemons. I would have taken anyone but Troy Kotsur right off this list and put John Barenthal on this. He's great in that movie. He's great. He's great. Go watch it. Nightmare Alley, I really enjoyed it. I thought Bradley Cooper was, I want to say he wasn't playing Bradley Cooper, but really Bradley Cooper doesn't totally play Bradley Cooper anymore in roles. In Licorice Pizza, you could say he kind of played like a dark version of his character from The Hangover as John Peters, who I guess dated Barbra Streisand. I don't have good John Peters knowledge, but he was great. But Nightmare Alley, it's sort of a take on the old noir Double Indemnity kind of feel. It was good. Let's see what else we got here. I've said Coda to the winner. Power of the Dog is probably gonna win. I would swap. Okay. The Oscars could have done themselves a favor by nominating Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I would have swapped it out with Belfast. I'm sorry. I would have. You can leave Branagh in as Best Director, or you could swap it out with, what else? Drive My Car. Well, there's only so many you can swap, Brad. Yeah, I got it. At the bottom down there, I would, yeah. Okay. Here's what I do, y'all. I would swap No Way Home for Don't Look Up. And I would swap Tick Tick Boom for Drive My Car. And I would leave Belfast. On here. So that's my bad. All right. And the last thing, Licorice Pizza. So there is in the film, the protagonist is 25. This is essentially a romantic comedy from Paul Thomas Anderson. I was primed to dislike this. I had heard a lot of the talk coming into it was there was some negative. It's in the film, the two protagonists, the female is 25, supposed to be, and the male is supposed to be 15. They look the same age. Now that's not necessarily, that's not something that should be some excuse. That's wow. So in real life, Alana Haim is 30 and he is 19. Huh. I thought the movie was charming as hell. It was delightful. I've heard some people say, well, it wasn't really about anything. Sure it was. It was about this friendship that develops between these two people. And there's so many quirky things in this movie. And I thought it was great. So I don't know what else to say. Is that bad? Maybe it's bad. I don't know. So anyway, that's what we got, you guys. We're gonna wrap this thing up at a nice, cool 30 minutes. Got some Elite 8 basketball Sweet 16, excuse me, basketball coming up. Go Bruins. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for joining, everybody. Enjoy the Oscars, and God help us, because they're doing 5 musical performances this year. And bye.